A subsidy war has just been declared, and your next smartphone, perhaps even the highly anticipated iPhone 17, could cost you absolutely nothing. This isn't a hypothetical scenario from a distant future. It's the new, chaotic reality unfolding right now in one of the world's most advanced and competitive tech markets. South Korea has just detonated a legislative bomb, completely repealing a decade-old law that kept smartphone prices artificially high and shackled the market in a cage of false fairness. The chains are off, the gates are open, and a stampede is about to begin. Today, we're diving deep into this unprecedented market shakeup. We will uncover the story of why a law designed to protect consumers and make phones cheaper actually did the exact opposite for 10 long years. We'll explore how a wounded giant, SK Telecom, is plotting a massive, vengeful comeback after a devastating data breach that cost them nearly 1 million subscribers. And most importantly, we will reveal the secrets to navigating this new Wild West of phone pricing, giving you the playbook you need to snag the best possible deal on the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 or the brand new iPhone 17. The game has changed, and the stakes have never been higher. So, what exactly was this law that held an entire nation's mobile market hostage for a decade? It was called the Mobile Device Distribution Improvement Act, and it was born in 2014 with the noblest of intentions. The goal was simple: to make the process of buying a new phone transparent and fair for everyone. The government wanted to stop the confusing, backroom deals where some lucky customers got massive discounts while others paid full price. The law created two main rules. First, it put a hard cap on how much of a discount a carrier could offer. Second, it forced those carriers to publicly post their official subsidy amounts so everyone knew the starting price. On top of that, individual retail stores were only allowed to add a tiny 15% discount of their own. It sounded like a consumer paradise, a level playing field. But the road to hell, as they say, is paved with good intentions. Imagine this. It's 2019. The stunning new iPhone has just been released. You walk into a store in Seoul, heart pounding with excitement, only to find the price is exactly the same as the store next door, and the one across the street. There was no thrill of the hunt, no reward for being a savvy shopper. You were simply presented with a number, take it or leave it. The law had effectively created a nationwide, government-sanctioned price-fixing scheme. Instead of fostering competition, it created a comfortable price cartel. With everyone forced to offer similar, limited discounts, there was no incentive for carriers to fight for customers with better prices. It strangled the very competition it was meant to ignite, leaving consumers feeling powerless and cheated, paying premium global prices without any of the benefits of a competitive local market. The so-called transparent system became a confusing maze of regulations that actually limited consumer benefits. The promise of fairness had become a prison of high prices. After years of complaints from frustrated consumers and industry players who felt their hands were tied, the South Korean government finally decided to pull the plug. They repealed the law, effective immediately, with a single clear goal: to unleash pure, unadulterated competition back into the market. The era of government-mandated price controls is over. Welcome to the free-for-all. So what does this new world actually look like? In short, it's a world without limits. Carriers no longer have to publish fixed subsidy amounts. Retailers are no longer restricted to that pathetic 15% discount. This means that a store can, if it wants to, offer a phone with a discount so massive that the final price is zero. Of course, this would be tied to a specific, likely expensive, long-term plan, but the possibility now exists for even the latest and greatest phones. This newfound freedom, however, comes with a new danger. The market is now a battlefield, and a subsidy war seems not just likely, but absolutely inevitable. And one company, in particular, is expected to fire the first and most devastating shots. That company is SK Telecom. To understand why SK Telecom is about to go on the warpath, you need to understand the catastrophe they just endured. Picture the scene inside SK Telecom's headquarters in April, a crisis room, buzzing with panicked energy, screens flashing with plummeting subscriber numbers, a torrent of digital bloodletting. Over 800,000 subscribers fled the carrier after a massive data breach. 800,000 people. That's not a number. It's a city-sized population of angry, betrayed customers who felt their most sensitive information had been mishandled. The media was relentless, painting them as incompetent, their reputation built over decades crumbling in a matter of weeks. Their market share, their crown jewel, slipped below the sacred 40% threshold. This wasn't just a financial loss, it was a corporate humiliation, an existential threat. In those executive meetings, you can be sure the conversation wasn't just about damage control. It was about revenge. It was about a scorched earth campaign to claw back every single lost customer and burn their competitors, KT and LGU+, in the process. They aren't just re-entering the market, they're coming back with a vengeance. The timing of this legislative explosion could not be more dramatic, as it coincides perfectly with the biggest product launches of the year. This isn't just happening in a vacuum. It's happening just as the titans of the industry are preparing to unleash their new weapons. Samsung is set to launch its latest generation of groundbreaking foldables, the Galaxy Z Flip 7 and the Galaxy Z Fold 7 on July 25th. Shortly after, likely in the fall, Apple will enter the fray with its new iPhone 17 lineup. These high-profile, high-demand product launches will be the first major test of this new, unregulated market. They will be the catalyst that could ignite the subsidy war. For the first time, Samsung and Apple are also being drawn directly into this new, transparent battleground. This pulls back the curtain on the industry's dirtiest little secret, the multi-million-dollar marketing development funds that manufacturers use to influence carriers. For years, this was a black box. Did Apple give KT a bigger kickback to put the iPhone in the premier spot in their stores? Did Samsung offer LGU+ a special deal to push the Galaxy over its competitors? We never knew. Now, under the new rules, these manufacturing giants must report, on a monthly basis, all the financial incentives and support they provide to carriers and retailers. This information goes directly to the Ministry of Science and ICT and the Korea Communications Commission. This creates a fascinating strategic dilemma for Apple and Samsung. Their carefully cultivated premium image is now at the mercy of retailers who might use their phones as loss leaders, selling them at a huge discount just to get customers in the door. Will Tim Cook and the leadership at Samsung embrace this chaotic, high-volume strategy, or will they try to find ways to control the pricing from behind the scenes? This isn't just a carrier war anymore. It's a manufacturer proxy war being fought on the streets of Seoul. So, with this war brewing and the rules completely rewritten, how do you, the consumer, come out on top? How do you navigate this new Wild West and emerge with the best possible deal, instead of getting trampled in the chaos? We're about to give you the playbook. First, and this is a huge change, you need to understand that loyalty may no longer pay. The old law restricted what was called discriminatory pricing. Now, that restriction is gone. A retailer can now legally offer a much better deal to a customer who is switching from a rival carrier than to a loyal customer who is simply upgrading their device. The store's goal is to steal market share, and they'll pay a premium to do it. Think of it this way. Your loyalty to your carrier is now a liability. They see you as a captured customer. The real prize is your neighbor, who is currently with their rival. The carrier is willing to spend significant money, your potential discount, to lure that neighbor away. So you must act like a new customer every time. Your opening line in any negotiation should be, "I am currently with rival carrier and I'm looking at your best offers to switch." Let them fight for you. Before you automatically upgrade with your current carrier, you must shop around. Your friend switching from KT to SK Telecom might be offered an iPhone 17 for $100 less than you are, even if you're signing up for the exact same plan. It's not unfair anymore. It's just business. The second secret weapon in your arsenal is the ability to stack your discounts. Remember that 25% discount you could get for choosing not to take a subsidy and going contract-free? In the past, it was an either-or choice. You took the carrier subsidy, or you took the 25% discount. Now, you can have your cake and eat it too. You can still opt for that 25% rate plan discount and get additional, potentially massive discounts directly from the retailer. Let's paint a picture. The new iPhone 17 launches at a hypothetical $1,200. You opt for a plan that gives you the 25% discount on your monthly bill. On top of that, the retailer, desperate to win your business from a competitor, offers a $300 instant rebate. Suddenly, that top-tier phone is dramatically more affordable. This is a game changer for savvy shoppers. If you love discovering insider tips like this that can save you serious money, do us a quick favor and hit that like button. It helps us know you want more content that puts power back into your hands. The third rule of this new game is to compare, compare, compare. Discounts will vary wildly from store to store. Authorized dealers tied to a specific carrier might have one set of offers, while independent shops might have entirely different and possibly better incentives. This is not a 10-minute task. Dedicate an afternoon to it. Create a simple spreadsheet. Column 1, retailer name. Column 2, phone price. Column 3, required plan. Column 4, monthly cost. Column 5, total 2-year cost. The differences will shock you. An hour of research could literally save you hundreds of dollars. Don't just walk into the first store you see. Take the time to visit multiple retailers, both online and in person. Ask them directly, what's the best deal you can give me for switching carriers? What about for starting a new line? The price is no longer fixed. It's a negotiation. And that brings us to the fourth and most crucial point. Scrutinize your contract. While there's no longer a cap on discounts, there is a new burden on retailers. They must now clearly and explicitly explain all the conditions of the subsidy you're receiving. Before you sign anything, you need to ask, who is providing this subsidy? Is it the carrier, or is it an extra discount from this specific retailer? How is the subsidy being applied? Is it a lump sum off the phone's price, or is it a promotional credit applied over 24 months? This is critical because if you leave the contract early, you could lose the rest of the discount and even have to pay it back. Look for mandatory device protection plans or bundled accessories that you can't opt out of. The new rule is simple. If it's not written down in the contract, it doesn't exist. Verbal promises from a salesperson are worth less than the air they're spoken with. If a retailer is vague or refuses to put these details in writing, walk away. They're legally required to be transparent, and a failure to do so could result in major penalties for them. While the market might feel like the Wild West, you are not entirely alone. The government hasn't just abandoned consumers to the wolves. Key protections remain firmly in place. It is still illegal for stores to discriminate based on your age, your disability, or where you live. They cannot pressure or trick you into signing up for unnecessarily expensive plans you don't need. Misleading or false advertising is still strictly forbidden. The government has also stated it will pay special attention to protecting information-vulnerable groups, like seniors and teenagers, to ensure they aren't misled or taken advantage of in this new, hyper-competitive environment. To keep watch over this brave new world, a joint task force has been created, bringing together government regulators and representatives from the telecom firms themselves. They will be meeting at least twice a week to monitor the market in real time, ready to respond quickly to any signs of chaos, abuse, or unfair practices. The battle lines are drawn. The titans, Samsung and Apple, are loading their cannons with new flagship products. The wounded giant, SK Telecom, is preparing its vengeful assault to win back its lost honor and customers. And you, the consumer, are standing right in the middle of the battlefield, armed with new knowledge and new opportunities. The first shots in the Great Korean Phone War will be fired with the launch of Samsung's new foldables. Will consumers emerge as the true winners, finally getting their hands on premium smartphones at dramatically lower prices? Or will this new free-for-all create more confusion and predatory behavior than ever before? The outcome is uncertain. But one thing is for sure, the show is about to begin. We'll be watching this story develop every step of the way, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications on to get our next update on who's winning, who's losing, and how you can continue to make the smartest moves in this revolutionary new market.